Well, right now, billions of people scroll through their feeds every single day, and a handful of names keep showing up over and over again, no matter what platform you're on. But who actually sits at the top in 2026? Not just by follower count, but by real cultural power, the kind that can launch a product, end a career, or break the internet overnight. Today, we're counting down the 10 biggest social media icons right now, and a few of these names might genuinely surprise you. Starting at number 10, Bella Poarch. Before she was a global pop star, Bella Poarch was serving in the U.S. Navy. Born in the Philippines and raised partly in Texas, her early life was kept deliberately vague, and that mystery only added fuel to her eventual fame. In 2020, she posted a simple lip-sync video to M to the B by Millie B, and it became the most liked TikTok video of that entire year. Just like that, a face nobody knew became a face everyone recognized. She later dropped her debut single, Build a Bitch, which racked up tens of millions of streams and put her on a completely different tier than your average influencer. With 92.6 million TikTok followers today, Bella isn't just a social media personality, she's a full-blown artist with one of the most unexpected origin stories on this entire list. But starting at number 10 means things only get bigger from here. Number 9, Addison Rae. When TikTok first started blowing up in 2019 and 2020, Addison Rae was right there at the center of it. A Louisiana girl with a background in competitive dance, she quickly amassed tens of millions of followers just by being herself, energetic, bubbly, and constantly on camera. She hit 88 million followers on TikTok, landing brand deals, a Netflix film called He's All That, and even a music career. But Hollywood didn't exactly welcome her, with open arms critics tore apart her acting debut, and the film was mocked as one of the weakest remakes in years. That kind of public roasting would have finished some creators, not Addison. She leaned back into social media, kept creating, and her fan base never truly left. The girl who learned viral dances in her bedroom ended up outlasting most of the creators who laughed at her Hollywood stumble. And her story sets the tone perfectly for what this list is really about: resilience in the spotlight. Number 8, Zach King. Most creators rely on personality, drama, or raw shock value to go viral. Zach King built his entire empire on something completely different: illusions. He calls them magic vines, and they're exactly what they sound like. Short video clips where reality seems to completely break down. A skateboard rides through a screen. A doorway opens into another world. A person appears to fly. Each video looks impossible, and that's exactly the point. With over 84 million TikTok followers and billions of total views across platforms, Zach has carved out a lane that nobody else has successfully replicated at scale. What makes him genuinely fascinating is that he's managed to stay wildly popular without ever leaning into controversy, scandal, or outrage, which in today's social media climate is almost its own kind of magic trick. There are creators on this list who've had to claw their way back from public disasters. Zach isn't one of them. But the higher we go, the messier the stories get. Number 7, Selena Gomez. Few people on this list have gone through what Selena Gomez has publicly, and under the watch of hundreds of millions of followers. She's battled lupus, gone through a kidney transplant, been openly candid about her mental health struggles, and still managed to become one of the most followed people on the entire internet. With 415 million total followers across platforms, she doesn't just have an audience, she has a movement. Her beauty brand Rare Beauty launched in 2020 and quickly became a billion-dollar company, not because of aggressive marketing, but because people genuinely believed in the mission behind it. Then came the drama. In 2023, she briefly became the most followed woman on Instagram, triggering a weird online war between her fans and Kylie Jenner's fans that neither of them asked for. Selena earns an estimated $2.5 million per sponsored post, yet somehow she remains one of the few mega influencers who still feels completely human to her audience. That balance is rarer than it sounds. Number 6, Kylie Jenner. She was labeled self-made by Forbes before she was even 21, and that label caused one of the loudest arguments the internet has ever had about wealth, privilege, and what self-made even means. Kylie Jenner sits at 391 million followers across her platforms, making her one of the most commercially powerful creators alive. Kylie Cosmetics disrupted the beauty industry before most influencers even knew what a brand deal was, and her estimated $2.3 million per post tells you everything about the value brands see in her reach. But it hasn't all been smooth. Questions about inflated sales figures for her cosmetics company surfaced. The Forbes Self-Made Billionaire title got officially retracted after financial records were scrutinized, and her personal life has been in the tabloids more than most Hollywood actors. Still, she keeps building. She keeps posting. And her audience, nearly 400 million people, keeps watching. That's a kind of staying power that most people in this industry can only dream about. And yet, she's still not in the top 5. Number 5, Will Smith, March 27, 2022. One slap heard around the world. For a moment, it looked like Will Smith's entire legacy was in freefall. The Oscars incident was dissected, mocked, and replayed millions of times across every platform imaginable. Brands distanced themselves. His films got shelved. The internet was ruthless. But here's what most people didn't expect. Will Smith didn't disappear. He went straight to social media, particularly TikTok, and he started rebuilding one post at a time. He shared personal reflections, behind-the-scenes content, music projects, and genuine moments with his family that reminded people why they loved him in the first place. Today, he holds tens of millions of followers on TikTok and continues to rank among the most engaged celebrities on the platform. His comeback arc is one of the most studied in modern pop culture because it proved that even one of the most embarrassing public moments in recent memory doesn't have to be the end. What happens next would shock even his biggest critics. Number 4, Charli D'Amelio. At just 15 years old, Charli D'Amelio went from a competitive dancer in Connecticut to the most followed person on TikTok almost overnight. It wasn't a strategy. It wasn't a PR campaign. She just danced, and people couldn't stop watching. Then came November 2020. A family dinner video went live, and within hours, the internet decided she'd come across as ungrateful and out of touch. She lost nearly 1 million followers in a single day. For a teenager, that kind of public rejection was brutal, and she admitted it nearly broke her. But instead of vanishing or fighting back, Charli opened up. She talked about her mental health, her anxiety, the pressure of growing up in public, and slowly, her audience came back and then grew even larger. Today, she sits at 156 million TikTok followers, making her the second most followed person on the platform. She competed on Dancing with the Stars, launched businesses, and turned what could have been a career-ending moment into a story about resilience that resonated with a generation of young viewers. But even 156 million followers puts her at number 4. The top 3 are at a league of their own. Number 3, Mr. Beast. No one in the history of YouTube has done what Jimmy Donaldson, better known as Mr. Beast, has done. Over 300 million subscribers. Viral videos that cost millions of dollars to produce. Philanthropy stunts that have actually changed people's lives. He turned giving away money into the most watched content format on the internet. Then came the allegations. In the summer of 2024, former collaborators and employees started speaking out. Old videos resurfaced showing racially insensitive jokes, prompting a public apology. His close friend and former collaborator Ava Chris Tyson was accused of deeply disturbing behavior involving minors, and Mr. Beast cut ties immediately. His Amazon Prime competition show, Beast Games, came with a $5 million prize, the largest in streaming history, but contestants filed lawsuits alleging unsafe conditions, inadequate food, and a toxic environment. Season 2 even drew criticism for what viewers called creatively bankrupt challenges. None of it has toppled him. His channel keeps growing. His brand keeps expanding. But the king of YouTube is no longer just a feel-good story. He's become one of the most complicated figures in digital media. And yet, he's still only number 3. Number 2, Khaby Lame. He never speaks. Literally. His entire brand is built on silence, a slow, deadpan look at the camera after watching someone overcomplicate the simplest task imaginable. And somehow, that made Khaby Lame the most followed person on TikTok, with 160 million followers. Born in Senegal and raised in Italy, Khaby was working in a factory before the pandemic hit and left him unemployed. With nothing else to do, he started posting videos. Within 2 years, he was charging $750,000 per sponsored post and partnering with Hugo Boss, Binance, and Fortnite. Then, in early 2026, a deal was struck that stunned the entire creator economy, a near billion-dollar acquisition of his holding company by Rich Sparkle Holdings, including the creation of an AI digital twin of Kabi that could be licensed globally, 24 hours a day. His personal net worth is now estimated at $80 million for a man who was unemployed just 5 years ago. That might be the most remarkable rags to riches story in the entire history of social media. The only thing more remarkable than anything else? The person at number one. Number one, the undisputed icon. You already know the name before we say it. Cristiano Ronaldo. With over 900 million followers combined across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, numbers that no other human being on the planet comes close to. Ronaldo isn't just a social media creator, he's a one-person media empire. He earns more per Instagram post than most countries' annual marketing budgets. He launched his own YouTube channel, You Are Cristiano, which crossed 60 million subscribers faster than almost any channel in history. He promotes his fragrance, his clothing line, his hotel chain, all through his own platforms, with no middleman. And unlike many on this list, his following spans every continent, every language, every demographic. Soccer gave him the platform, but social media gave him immortality. At a time when influencer empires are rising and falling faster than ever before, Ronaldo's reach keeps climbing, and that's what separates a mega influencer from a true icon.